You know, in the 90s, I was one of the biggest fans of Hiraya Art Gallery. And the star of Hiraya in the 90s was Nunelucio Alvarado.
They were the superstars of Philippine contemporary. Only the well-read, the traveled type of people would actually love the strength of their works.
Nune Alvarado then was one of the most expensive in Didi's gallery in Hiraya. Nune was introduced to me by the late Toto Tarosa. And then he became a friend and we hung out together. I have a few of his really major ones, like this one behind me. This won Philip Morris Art Awards, the major one in Singapore. It was Nune who suggested to me that this was his most important work.
He made big pieces. He made angry pieces that would make comment on society, mostly on Negro society, so the injustices. So it's a bit social realism in a way.
For Nune, I feel a lot of angst, a lot of pain, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. But the most dominant feeling that you get when you look at an old Nune work is the suffering and the angst of the sacadas.
Everything comes from their sugar experience. The disparity between the rich and the poor in Negros, I think a lot of it comes from that experience.
The style of Nune became the style of a lot of contemporary Negros artists that followed after him and was inspired and actually taught by him. He was a teacher also. He was teaching all these kids. So the style for a long time in Negros was very Nune.
I think it's high time that is brought back to the consciousness of people. You can compare it to the contemporary art, diba? I mean, if you look at it, it looks like it's made 2 years ago, a year ago. It doesn't look like it's like 20 years ago.
Nune has contributed quite a lot and relatively much greater than all these auction artists. If a book of art in the Philippines were to be produced, a lot of these artists would merit maybe a sentence. Some will not merit anything at all. But there are artists that would deserve a chapter or two. And I believe that Nune deserves a chapter in that book of art.